I just witnessed one of the most shameful performances in Los Angeles Lakers history, and I know Los Angeles Lakers history. I started covering the Lakers for the Los Angeles Times back in the middle 1970s, before Magic even came to the Lakers. I covered all of Magic playoff runs, all the way through the finals, all the way through the 80s. I know the Showtime Lakers. I got to know Pat Riley. I got to interview Pat Riley one-on-one a couple of times, and I was always there for all of Pat Riley's press conferences through playoff games and definitely through the finals. I know what Showtime meant to Laker Nation. I know what drove it. I know what fueled it. I know what it looked like and felt like and ultimately tasted like when it won championships. And today at halftime, they honored the great Pat Riley. They introduced his statue outside what's now the Crypt here in downtown Los Angeles, and he deserved it. No man could have contributed any more to the Showtime Lakers without actually playing for those Lakers than Pat Riley did. He was the essence of cool. He was the essence of commanding. He was the essence of intangibles and winning championships. And the Lakers today on national TV, live on NBC, against their longest running rival, their archest rival from the East, the Boston Celtics, lost at home 111-89. That was the final score. But LeBron sat and watched the halftime honoring of Pat Riley with Kareem present at midcourt, with Magic emceeing at midcourt, with James Worthy present, and Jamal Wilkes, and McAdoo, and AC Green. Greatness upon greatness upon greatness. And LeBron sat munching and watching the halftime ceremony. It went on for a while. And then he was so inspired, as was Luka and Austin Reeves and the Lakers, that they came out and lost the second half 51-39. They were down 60-50 at halftime, and they lost the second half 51-39. And in the last 3 quarters of the game, against a Celtics team that features only one superstar in Jaylen Brown, they scored 22 points to the Lakers in the second quarter, and 21 in the third quarter, and 18 in the fourth quarter. And they allowed a little 6'1" man named Peyton Pritchard, a little white guy. He's a stocky, stout little white guy. But they allowed that little white guy at 6 feet 1 inches tall to bully them, to dribble rings around them, to get physical with them as an offensive player, to gain advantage by bumping, pushing, using every little trick in the book to create space and make shots. And Peyton Pritchard, off the bench, wound up playing 38 minutes, but he scored 30 points in 38 minutes on only 14 shots. He made 10 of those shots. He made 6 of 9 from 3. He threw in 8 assists. The Celtics from jump just played harder than the Lakers. They were more inspired by the Pat Riley Day ceremony than the home team Lakers were. The Lakers got beaten to nearly every loose ball, every jumpish ball, every 50-50 ball. The Celtics won because the Celtics clearly just wanted this game more than the Lakers wanted this game. I know it's just a single game on February the 22nd, but it told you a lot about what the Lakers aren't and the Celtics are. The Celtics were left for dead this year, and right here, right now, still have a long way to go, but Jaylen Brown is clearly the MVP. Clearly the MVP. And the other day out here in LA, it's a week ago Friday, had lunch with my guy Stephen A. Smith. And we happened at lunch to run into one of the Celtics owners who made the point that they're amazed that Jaylen Brown later in his career is getting better. Like they didn't expect that he's already really, really good, obviously. I can go great with him. He's got a championship, an MVP. He was the MVP of that series to me. No questions asked. And yet the Celtics owner was making the case that he's getting better at a more advanced stage of his career, and he is. And he showed it again today. And I don't care what, I don't want to get deeply into what happened to him at the home that he and his people had rented in Beverly Hills for the panel discussion that they were about to hold. He got profiled by the Beverly Hills police, and it was shameful. That was shameful, and I was rooting for him today just to gain a little measure of revenge out here in Los Angeles, and he did. He didn't shoot it great today, 10 of 28, but he scored 32, and he made a lot of big key shots, momentum, building shots, creating shots. Threw in 8 rebounds and 7 assists. He was the best player on the floor. He creates so much. He's so physical and so explosive and so athletic that he just puts his head down and gets in the lane and creates issues all over the defense. It's not hard to create issues on the Lakers defense because in defensive efficiency, it now ranks 23rd. And you could just see it on the floor, the matchup. It was a team that competes versus a team that just does enough. Maybe it's Luka's night. Maybe LeBron will give us a little bit tonight. Maybe Austin will save us again tonight. That's the way the Lakers play. That backcourt of theirs, those 3 guards, it's the highest collection of basketball IQ in a 3-man backcourt in the history of this league, and I don't think it's even close. But do they play hard on both ends? No, they do not. Austin tries hard on defense. Luka and LeBron, it's optional at best, just optional at best. LeBron can post up Peyton Pritchard occasionally. He got some easy bully ball buckets underneath on Peyton. He scored 20, but he shot 9 of 21, 1 of 5 from 3. Luka gave you 25, but it was 9 of 22. And I'm going to say this again about Luka. The Celtics are a joy to watch because they actually play unselfish, high energy, high intensity basketball, the way it was meant to be played. And they overachieve because clearly without Jason Tatum, who might be back for the playoffs, making noise about it, might be back. Better look out for the Celtics. That they had to do it the hard way. That they had to outcompete everybody they played and hope they could overachieve and win some games with their single lone superstar. And they're 37-19. They're a better basketball team, unbelievably, than the Lakers. And believe it or not, they were slightly favored today to win at the Lakers. So Vegas knew what Vegas was doing. But the incredible thing about the Lakers is, what are they now? 34-22. They're hanging barely on to the 6th spot, and they got a break the other night because now Phoenix, which is trying to pass them, get into the real playoffs, not the play-in. Phoenix lost Dylan Brooks for a while, broke his non-shooting hand. Hopefully, for their sake, he'll be back sooner than later and be pretty. He was having a career year, obviously, is having. But the incredible thing about the Lakers is they have won some close games. They've won a bunch of close games, and they've played better defense down the stretch. They'll wait until they just have to, and every once in a while they'll take it up a notch. But the incredible point about today is now as of today, they fell underneath the threshold of outscoring their opponents. So now they have scored an average of 115.7 points per game, and their opponents have scored an average of 116. So their opponents have slightly outscored them this year. And somehow they're still 34-22 and barely hanging on to a real playoff spot, a non-play-in playoff spot. That's incredible to me. Of the top 8 teams right now in the Western Conference, the top 8, they're the only one that is in the negative in points allowed, where they're in the negative of allowing more points than scoring. That's incredibly wrong to me, and it screams that what Barkley said the other night. I'm no big Charles Barkley fan, as you know, but he's been saying this all along, and he's right. They're just overrated. They're star-heavy with Luka and LeBron, but Luka is the most inefficient, hard-to-watch superstar I can ever remember. Laker Nation, how do you stomach him? How do you enjoy watching him? I know he's smiling. He's having the funnest time out there. But he complains about every single play he's involved in. Every single play. Call, non-call. Call, non-call. It would seem to me that after a while, you would get sick of it, and the referees would finally just get so sick and tired of it, he wouldn't get any calls. But he gets more than his share of calls. As Ty Lue said the other night after the Clipper-Laker game, they just foul bait. Luka and LeBron, who LaFlop the other night, it was the all-time LaFlop. But Luka with his quadruple fakes, just every play is on offense is a foul. And they give him more than his share of those calls. But he's so inefficient because he leads the league in turnovers per game, leads the entire NBA in turnovers per game. He's second in the NBA in three-point attempts, and he'll get hot as he did against the Clippers the other night, occasionally, as will LeBron. But for the year and for historically, he's at 35%. Right now, he's 35.2 for the year. Guess where that ranks? 79th in this league. It's highly inefficient. It's hard to win that way. It's hard to win with LeBron playing no defense. It's just hard. It's so inefficient. His plus-minus is horrendous this year. And again, he's playing great for his age. I got it. His stage and age. I got it. Never seen anybody play this great, this deep into their career. His longevity is all-time greatest. His durability is all-time greatest. But he's becoming more liability right now for these Lakers. That they don't, in his minutes on the floor, nothing good really happens as far as trying to win the basketball game. It just doesn't happen. It was uninspirational today. You would think he would watch Pat Riley be anointed, that he would see Magic and Kareem out there and James Worthy and just say, okay, this is it, and come out on fire. The Lakers at one point cut it to 86-77, and I said, now? Are they going to go? I mean, this was showtime in the house today. That you got to hold up your end of the legacy, and that's all you got? You let a 6'1" white guy just toy with you for the whole game? Just bully you? Clown you? A 6'1" white guy. Peyton Pritchard. He owned the day. What? I it was just hard to watch. Luka is harder and harder to watch. If he goes down complaining and lets his guy go get a dunk at the other end again, I'm just gonna have to quit watching. I definitely have turned down the sound because I just can't. I don't know. Then the other night, Luka just made me sick at the end of the Clipper game. He's trash talking all the Clippers. And the truth was, there's no Kawhi. I don't know what happened with Kawhi. I think he's just done. I don't know. But when Luka thinks he's got the advantage, then all of a sudden he's trash talking everybody. And the Clippers did a pretty good team job on him in the second half. They made him work, and he's, once he front runs on you, he's just a front runner. It's just hard. This was disgusting today, and you and Laker Nation know how disgusting it was. This Laker team is just so overrated, and somehow they're 12 games above 500. I don't know how, because they're a first-round playoff exit, and I'm still not convinced they're going to hang in to a playoff spot. It feels play-in to me. They feel play-in-ish, and I like J.J. Redick. I do. I got to meet him in the off season. I like him, but they're not listening. They're not responding. And today this team hit psychological bottom. If I were a longtime Laker fan, and I know a bunch of them out here, I got a bunch of friends who are deep down diehards, I would be so ashamed of what just happened.